Hi everyone, First One 5 Meteorologist Melissa Meeder here with you on your Friday afternoon. It is 1:36 p.m. on a really fabulous Friday. Now, let me tell you here, the next 7 days, it's looking pretty nice. So we do have some caveats that we wish that we had in the 7-day forecast, but overall, this is going to be a pretty nice next 7 days and really a nice weekend as well. So for today, not quite feeling very fall-like. Our normal temperatures in the mid-70s. Unfortunately, or I should say fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, we are going to be well above our average. Not feeling very fall-like, but it's starting to feel once again a little bit more summer-like. 85, that's going to be our high temperature for today. So about 9 to 10 degrees above our average. High temperatures across the area between about 83 and I would say about 86 degrees. It'll be warmest in our northern areas, Maryville, Bethany at 86, but 85 here in Kansas City. Right now, temperatures have warmed their way up into the upper 70s, lower 80s. It's 79 in Kansas City. We were at 80, so it looks like we may have cooled down a touch, but we are still expecting to see those temperatures rise to the mid 80s. It's 81 though right now in Harrisonville, 79 in Butler. I think we generally will be back into the 80s here basically for the rest of the afternoon until about 5 o'clock. So 85 is where we're going to top out. Pure sunshine is expected. We'll be in the upper 70s by 6. And by 7 o'clock, if you are planning to see the KC current play at CPKC Stadium, temperatures will be in the upper 70s. So pretty comfortable. And really, through the overnight, things are comfortable as well. Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, starting off in the upper 50s. Mild, a light breeze between about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The weekend, it is going to continue on the trend of nice weather. Now, I mentioned there are some things that are good about this forecast, other things that aren't as... I'm trying to think of the correct verbiage to use. We wish that we had a little bit of it in the 7-day forecast, but as I mentioned, the 7 days is really nice. So warm days is what we're expecting. Cool nights. As I mentioned, it's the fight between summer and fall right now. It is very fall-like in the morning. It's cool. It's crisp. It is much warmer in the afternoon. We are going to be in the mid 80s. So summer-like afternoons are on tap. Blue skies are expected. Now, the one thing that we would like to see in the 7-day forecast, that of course is going to be some much needed rain. We are seeing some drought areas, moderate drought to abnormally dry conditions across our area. Overall, we'll take a look at our drought monitor, but I'll kind of break down what we've got going on drought wise. But we have seen a very dry August and September. Overall, for the year, we're not down that much rain, but compared to where we usually see some rain here in August and September, we are well below where we should be. So this weekend, today, we're starting off with the weekend, 85. Once we get to Saturday, 86, so a touch warmer. You will need that SPF this weekend. UV index values will be in the between about 6 to 8 range, so keep that in mind if you are going to be doing anything out and about. So many activities happening. Here's a look at why, though. Why are we seeing such warm, dry, quiet conditions? Well, high pressure is taking over the area. Will continue through the weekend and really into Monday as well. Now, there will be a little bit of a cold front that will fizzle out before it gets here, may move into our northern areas, but really the next 7 days is going to be dominated by high pressure. That is sinking air, so we're not going to probably see a whole lot of cloud cover, not seeing that rain chance, and things will stay pretty stagnant temperature-wise as well. We continue to be in the mid-80s by Sunday. 86 is our high temperature, very warm. The Chiefs are back at home. We are going to be needing your sunglasses and your hat by the time you are going to the game, whether you are tailgating outside, whether you are at Arrowhead, whether you are not. It's going to be warm. 86 degrees for kickoff, in lower to mid 80s by halftime, and then around 80 by the end of the game. We'll have a light breeze, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but if you are just going to be sitting, the sun is going to be, of course, unobstructed by any clouds, so it may feel a couple degrees cooler, or I should say a couple degrees hotter. But keep in mind that temperatures in the mid 80s is really what it's going to feel like, as humidity values are going to be pretty low. So it would just be the sun adding directly onto you to feel maybe a little bit hotter than that. We will continue the trend of the mid 80s into next week, Monday 85, and then we will get a touch cooler, but 83 is where we'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Keep in mind, we're heading into October. So October is going to start off on the seasonably warm side as well. I mentioned that we're missing some rain. As you can see, no rain is in sight over the next 7 days for much of the Midwest, including Kansas City, as well as the Central Plains. If you look towards the east, rainfall is expected. If you look towards the west, same thing. However, us here in Central America, not going to see really anything in the slight of rain as the rest of the country. Our next chance for rain that we are maybe seeing indications of would possibly be next weekend. And of course, that's, over a week away. So a lot could change between now and then. Models, of course, are not consistent, but there are starting to be some indications to us that we may see rain next weekend. I mentioned I was going to talk about the drought. We're going to take a look at that and really kind of where we're set up here for the year and for the month. So here's a look at our drought monitor. We are in moderate drought for much of the metro, down towards Butler, over towards Benton County, and then basically the rest of our area is in the abnormally dry category. When we think about how much rain we've seen for this month, not a whole lot. So what is our deficit at this point? Well, if we combine August and September, we're down around 5 inches of rain. However, if you remember, July brought several inches of rain, and that surplus of rain that we felt in the middle of the year, July-ish, is carrying us over through the end of the year. So as you can see, the yearly deficit is not that high. We're really, for the year, only down just slightly under 2 inches of rain. So we could use some rain in the forecast. We would like to see it, but we're looking at some dry conditions from here on out. Our Midwest heating, cooling, and plumbing camera is showing nice conditions out there. Sunshine, those temperatures, as I mentioned, in the lower 80s now, so they bumped up a little bit. 81 degrees. We've got light winds, 5 to 10 miles an hour. The rest of this afternoon, this is the not updated time frame, so there we go. Let's take a look at those highs again in the mid 80s. We should be there soon, within the next 2-3 hours or so, and then the rest of this evening looks to be really nice. By 6 o'clock, we'll be in the 70s. We'll hang out there for a while, and then through the overnight, we will fall to the near seasonal mid to upper 50s. So 58 in Kansas City. We are usually around 54, so slightly above that, but still a nice kind of cool, crisp morning compared to our afternoons. But as you see the 7-day forecast, 83 to 86. That's where we're going to be as that high pressure dominates over the area. Morning low temperatures in the upper 50s to the low 60s. So we're seeing pretty stagnant weather, mostly sunny conditions through the weekend. We maybe see a few more clouds start to build in Monday, but nonetheless, things are quiet. Things are looking pretty nice over that 7-day forecast. We will then see October begin, and sunset will then be before 7 p.m. Yes, it is going to be our last 7 p.m. sunset as we end out this month of September. So I hope everybody gets out and enjoys the several events that are going on across the city and the area this weekend. Weather is just about picture perfect. Not necessarily feeling like fall, but maybe feeling more like mid-June to late June. So get out and enjoy some of that weather while we still have it. Before you know it, of course, winter will be around. We are going into October. So get out and enjoy the 80s while we still have them. Myself, Chief Meteorologist Luke Doris, will be with you for the rest of the afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful Friday and weekend, and we'll see you as soon as 3:30 this afternoon.